Our national anthem from Jimmy John's Field, indicating we are moments away from the start of this one, the debut game for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the 0-1 Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. The Beavers are the visitors in this one, and Kevin Klein will tell you how they line up.
Batting first for the Beavers, just like their opening day on Monday, David Pepe. Austin Laird's batting second, playing second base. In the three-hole, Eric Forrest DHing today. Cleanup is Nic Wilson. At first base, he hit the home run for the Beavers on Monday. Chris Bianchi is doing the catching duties today, batting fifth. Dan Kennan is in that six-hole at the hot corner third base. Miles Williams drops down to 7 in the lineup, playing right field. Kyle Richards will play center field today, batting eighth, and batting ninth is DJ Martinez, playing shortstop.
So that's the starting lineup for Birmingham Bloomfield and their manager Chris Newell. They will face right-hander Dakota Freeze, 6'4" right-hander out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Just turned 24 years old. Went to Des Moines Community College and drafted twice. 2011 by the White Sox, 2013 by the Oakland A's. The Eastside Diamond Hoppers in their lime green uniforms. Their team theme is frogs. They're the Diamond Hoppers. You hop from base to base, and they are frog-themed, and their predominant color is lime green, and they've got green caps with orange bills and orange logo on the front and orange numbers on the back. The defense for the Diamond Hoppers, they look like this. Santana is in left field, Ortel is in center, and Nagy patrols right field. Left to right on the infield, Delgado, Castro, Stewart, and McMillan, with Caswell doing the catching for Dakota Freeze. Caswell still goes down to second base, and we are just set for the debut game for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Dave Pepe will lead things off for Birmingham Bloomfield. He had one of just 2 hits in the Memorial Day loss for the Beavers, and he stands in the left-handed batter's box. Pepe, not a big guy, left-handed batter. Stands at 5'9" from New Jersey. Corner infielders pinched in. Pepe swings at the first pitch, fouls it back behind home plate. 0-1. 80 degrees and a beautiful sunny evening for baseball in downtown Utica. Game time 7:31, so a few minutes late. Ground ball to shortstop. Charging in is Castro, throws on the run, and gets Pepe for out number 1. We started 6 minutes officially late for this one. Game time was at 7:25. That's bound to happen from time to time, and I think the thing that held us up the most was we got great factoids about each of the Diamond Hoppers players, because today is Meet the Diamond Hoppers Day, and we got some sometimes serious, sometimes not so serious factoids about each guy. That one's loaded layer. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
I think my personal favorite was Chris McDonald not being related to Ronald McDonald. That's right.
But there was one relation, according to Tyler Booth. This pitch is up and in, 2 balls, no strikes. He claimed that he is related to Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth. I don't know if that's something I want to admit in my family heritage, but that's what he said. Now, he may just have been exaggerating. 2-0 is taken on the outside corner for a strike.
I mean, if that's true, it's quite the stretch, but it's quite the historical connection as well.
2-1 the count to Austin Liritz. Speaking of family lineage, this one's low, 3-1. Austin Liritz' dad, Jim Liritz. Did not see him today. I know he was in town for the debut on Monday, but Jim Liritz, one of the all-time biggest home runs in World Series history. That one's high and in, and the younger Liritz draws a 5-pitch walk, and he's aboard with 1 out. That'll bring up Eric Phillips, the DH. He started at DH on Monday, went 0 for 2 with a walk. Both Phillips and the runner Austin Liritz take a look at third base coach Rich Donnelly, longtime big league lieutenant Runner on the move on the first pitch. It's high and away. Throw down to second, and it's in time to retire Lariats. Good throw down by Caswell. Those sailing on him a little bit towards the first base side of the bag, but the tag applied by Stewart, the second baseman, and they're two gone.
Yeah, what a great play there by Caswell. We were talking to Paul Nagy, manager for the Diamond Hoppers, earlier in the spring training session, and he really liked Corey Caswell and what he brought defensively in addition to his offense, but able to show off the arm there.
That pitch is on the inside corner, a called strike, and it's 1-1 to Phyllis. Big, tall right-hander Freeze, high leg kick, delivery to the plate, ground ball softly to second base. For Hopper, Stewart's got it, throws on to first in time for out number 3. There was a walk, but nobody left on base for Birmingham Bloomfield in the top half of the first. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Beavers nothing, Diamond Hoppers coming to the plate. And here to tell you about their starting lineup in this one, once again, here's Kevin.
Batting leadoff for the Diamond Hoppers is Luke Ortel in center field. Ricky Castro will follow him in the two-hole playing shortstop. Alex Santana, Brad mentioned him in the open, playing left field. Batting cleanup is Tom Nagy in right field. Batting fifth, Jamie McMillan at first base. Alex Delgado will follow him at the hot corner third base. DHing today, Tyler Booth. Corey Caswell, as we mentioned in the top of the first inning with that nice defensive play, is catching, and batting ninth is Cam Stewart, and he will be manning second base today.
And they will face the right-hander from the University of South Carolina, Forrest Koumas, right-hander from Lugoff, South Carolina, University of South Carolina. The State of South Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year out of high school in 2010. Stepped on campus in Columbia, played for the Gamecocks, and earned himself a nice piece of jewelry during the 2011 season. The South Carolina program were the national champions during his freshman year. Koumas, a former 48th round draft choice of the Texas Rangers. That was back when the draft went that deep. They have cut it off now to just 40 rounds in the draft. There was a period of time, it may have been then, when teams were allowed to just continue drafting until they were tired of drafting. For the Beavers defensively, Pepe is in left, Richards in center, Williams in right. Kennan, who played second yesterday, or Monday rather, plays third in this one. Martinez at short, Lalitz the second baseman. Wilson, big target for the infielders over there at first base. And Bianchi will do the catching. And Luke Ortel stands in to lead things off. He's a left-handed batter and one of the all-time greats in the history of Hillsdale College. He waits and grounds it back to the mound, knocked down by Koumas. He collects, throws to first, and on one pitch, Ortel is retired.
A good player indeed for Hillsdale. We'll be able to talk about him a little more in depth later in the game, but quite the player. Was a 4-year starter, and definitely looking forward to seeing him play in the USBBL this year.
That'll bring up Ricky Castro. He and Cam Stewart, the middle infielders, both former players from Frostburg State University. Bunt shown. Castro pulls back, and it's a strike. Frostburg State, also known as the other FSU.
Had a really successful senior year at Frostburg State. In 2015, batted over .330. Also was second on the team in triples, so he has some speed in that two-hole for Paul Nagy.
He takes that one low, and the count's 1-1. Third baseman plays in. That's Kennan on the lip of the grass. Now takes an extra step in. Fastball misses away to Castro, 2-1. Grass was cut during the week and is getting into better shape as far as the thickness. I'll explain. The 2-1 is outside 3-1. Remember, this is grass that's relatively young, and the grounds crew wants to be very careful with it. One of the reasons why the grass was thicker Monday. 3-1 pitch, ground ball, back to the mound. Another chance for Koumas, who fields it on one hop, flips to first, 2 away. The grass, I think, as the season goes on, is going to get gradually shorter.
Yes, indeed. And
you don't want to just all of a sudden just make it short, and then all of a sudden you basically burn that grass.
Right, it is brand new grass. And talking with Miles Williams before the game, I asked him, well, how was the grass? How was the field conditions? And he said it was good for an opening day, but expects it to get better every day as they cut it down just a little bit each day. Will continue to get better and better and closer and closer to what the players are used to playing on.
Alex Santana, the batter, takes a little bit low, 1 ball and no strikes. Big, powerfully built right-handed batter. Takes low and away, and he's got a hitter's count at 2 balls and no strikes. Former second-round pick of the Dodgers in 2011. Guy who spent the last couple years in the state playing up in Midland in the Midwest League for the Great Lakes Loons. He's ready on a 2-0 offering, and he cuts and misses at a fastball, 2-1. Santana, right-handed batter, was born in the Dominican, but grew up in Cape Coral, Florida. Waits on a 2-1 offering from Koumas, and it misses low and away. Hitters count again 3-1 to Alex Santana. Let's see if he gets something he can turn on here. The 3-1 offering is high all the way to the backstop, ball 4. And a 2-out walk to Santana. I don't know if you noticed that it obviously didn't factor in with no runner on. That ball went all the way to the backstop. It came right back immediately to the catcher. And I think that's something that maybe third base coaches in this league are going to watch for, how that ball comes off of that really close backstop here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, we were talking about that, Brad, on Monday, and that backstop is solid brick. So the ricochet off of it will be pretty straightforward, very strong for sure, and it's a short backstop. It's only about 37 feet it's listed at, which is one of the shortest in America, but definitely something to keep in mind, a unique feature of Jimmy John's Field.
Ball 1 to Tom Nagy. If it goes off the brick, which is, about 3 or 4 feet off the ground, it'll come back hard. It could come back kind of soft, though, if it hits off the mesh netting, which protects those suites. Nagy takes a big cut, comes up empty, and it's now 1-1 to the east side right fielder. Nagy out of Bentley University, 6'4", 240 pounds. The 1-1 offering is a good breaking ball, splits the middle of the plate. Mentioned that 240 pounds. I think his fun fact, I believe, when he came out was that he does not like to work out, which is something that he and I have in common.
And you know what? You could throw me into the mix there. I'm not the biggest fan, but definitely can swing the bat.
Here comes the 1-2. It's low and away. Good block behind the plate by Bianchi. Holds Santana at first.
Finished his college career, 4-year college career, with 21 home runs, 25 doubles, 11 triples, also 24 stolen bases. So the guy can really do it all in terms of power and also stretching those base hits into, taking a couple extra bases on those.
If you have those kind of numbers, who needs gym time? 2-2, 2 outs. Koumas sets, fires to the plate. Ground ball softly to short. Charging in is Martinez. Barehanded pickup. Throws to first. Just does get the runner for out number 3.
We go to the battle first. The score.
The Diamond Hoppers do not score. 1 runner left on base. Third inning, scoreless here at Jimmy John's Field between the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers and the East Side Diamond Hoppers. No score, top half of the second inning from Jimmy John's Field. The start of a extended weekend of action here at Jimmy John's Field. Tomorrow night, Friday night, is a 7:45 start time. That's Utica versus Eastside. Utica and Bloomfield, 7:25 on Saturday, and then a 2 o'clock matinee between the Diamond Hoppers and the Beavers on Sunday. Big Nic Wilson stands in, takes a look at a called strike one from right-hander Dakota Freeze. Nic Wilson powered one out of here in the second inning yesterday, rather on Monday. Fouls this one back off the top of the netting. He's behind 0-2. Wilson, Bianchi, and Kinnan here in the second for the Beavers.
Yeah, Nic Wilson is just a huge guy.
Yeah.
6'6", 240. Wears the socks up too, so his legs even look bigger.
Check the swing didn't go. It's 1-2.
You could just tell where the power comes from because that home run on Monday afternoon cleared the left center fence easily.
Kick delivery home is inside. It did get him. It just barely grazed his elbow, and he is awarded first base.
And that was a tough angle we have from up here, but it didn't look like Wilson flinched or anything when it hit him. It must have just grazed the jersey or belt.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was wearing an elbow guard or if it hit bare skin. It was not a direct blow by any means, but there's no argument from the Diamond Hoppers, so it must have gotten him. Although just a glancing blow. That one's low to Chris Bianchi, the catcher, 1 ball and no strikes. Bianchi came on late in the game Monday and went 0 for 1 at the plate, threw to first, runner back. San Diego native, went to Trinity University. The 1-0 pitch to Bianchi's up and in, 2-0. Just goes to show the scouting that went into creating the rosters for these two teams. There are players from all over the country that have come into the organization. This 2-0 pitch is low. Good block behind the plate by Caswell, 3-0. But this is, and there are players from Michigan. Each team seems to have maybe 2 or 3 guys from the Mitten State, but there are players from all over the country that have signed contracts with the league. 4-pitch walk, because that one's high to Bianchi, and still no hit in this game, but there have been 4 base runners, 3 walks and a hit batsman total between the two teams, and an inauspicious start to the inning for Dakota Freeze. Kind of a glancing blow on a hit batsman to Nic Wilson, and then a 4-pitch walk to Chris Bianchi. And a chance for Dan Kinnan, with runners at first and second and nobody out.
Kennan played on Monday. Second base, was 0 for 3, though, looking for his first hit as a Birmingham Bloomfield Beaver.
Runners at first and second. Corner infielders pinched in. Kinnan doesn't show bunt. Takes a strike right down the middle. Wilson at second. Bianchi at first. Nobody out for the Beavers. Dakota Freeze, big right-hander, pauses at the belt, fires the 0-1, and that one's high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Freeze standing at 6'4", very lengthy. Almost comes from a 3/4 arm slot, which, especially given the shadows here at Jimmy John's Field, makes it difficult in the early goings for the hitters to pick up that 90 to 93 mile an hour fastball.
1-1 popped up, shallow right center field. Second baseman back. Stewart catches it. Would have been an out anyhow, although it was on the outfield grass. Infield fly rule was called. And Kinnan is retired on an infield pop. And that'll bring up Miles Williams, who struggled on Monday, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. And He got a little bit of a batting order demotion. He was in the cleanup role on Monday, now down to 7. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike. You know, I've always said, to me, one of the biggest overrated things in baseball is a lineup. Because whether you're in the cleanup spot or the 9-hole, you can have a huge impact on the game. That pitch is high for a ball, 1-1. And the only time that you can guarantee who's going to lead off an inning is in the first.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why you see manager Chris Newell shaking up the lineup.
Good slider, cut on and missed, and it's 1-2 to Williams.
Only 3 players batting in their same spots that they were on Monday. That would be Dave Pepe leading off, Eric Phillips in the 3-hole, and DJ Martinez rounding out the lineup in the 9-hole.
1-2 offering, fouled off the net back behind the plate, and it remains a ball and 2 strikes to Miles Williams. 1 down, runners at first and second, scoreless top of the second inning in the second ever game at beautiful Jimmy John's Field. Dakota Freeze sets and deals the 1-2, and Williams cuts and misses for strike 3.
And there you see that power fastball that Freeze has working the outside of the plate, especially to a power hitter like Miles Williams. Can't do much damage with that outer third fastball.
First strikeout for Dakota Freeze, and after putting a couple on, he has retired the next 2, and now it's Kyle Richards. He took the hat trick on Monday with 3 strikeouts. Right-handed batter, waits, and the delivery home is taken high. 1-0 to Richards. Again, Wilson at second and Bianchi at first. 2 outs, the 1-0 pitch. Coming home. Swing and a miss and a sweeping slider. Low and away, 1-1 to Kyle Richards.
And that's what happens when you establish the fastball 90 to 91 miles an hour, somewhere in there. You can go to that breaking ball and get hitters fooled because they need to start their swing early because the fastball has so much life on it, but then totally trick them with that off-speed pitch.
Runners lead the 1-1, low and away. With a fastball, it's 2-1 to Richards. DJ Martinez is on deck, but there are 2 outs in the inning. Another nice crowd on hand here for a weekday game at Jimmy John's Field. Not quite as big as we saw in the opener. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Expecting big crowds for the weekend. Friday will be the first fireworks day for the 7:45 start time.
Today was Meet the Diamond Hoppers. A lot of the players out on the concourse before the game signing autographs.
2-2 right in the square of the back. And he is hit by the pitch. You could hear the thump. It was a fastball, and it got him right about the number 4 on the back of his jersey. But you could hear that thump as it got some skin and maybe a little bit of the spine.
Yeah, that one stings. You could almost... It was almost like he was aiming for the 4 because it got him right there in square in the back. But definitely not what Dakota Freeze wanted, as now the bases are loaded.
And still no hits for the Beavers, but they've got the bases loaded and 2 outs. And the delivery home, it's high. 1 ball, no strikes to DJ Martinez. And Freeze struggling a little bit to get into a rhythm. The kick, the 1-0 to Martinez. Fouled back, took a good cut. And it's 1-1. You wonder for Freeze, who was drafted twice but never did play in pro ball, if in this pro debut it could be some nerves here playing at a much bigger stadium than he's probably accustomed to. Outside corner slider, caught it, the corner. And it's 1-2 to Martinez.
And just barely caught it. It looked outside from here, but must have caught that outer third of the plate.
Freeze fires, swing and a miss. on a breaking ball in the dirt. And Martinez is retired. Freeze puts 3 on without any hits and leaves all 3 stranded through an inning and a half. No score. This is USPBL baseball coverage.
Now batting number 14.
Scoreless in the bottom half of the second inning. Jamie McMillan will begin things here in the second. For the Diamond Hoppers, the first baseman will be followed by Alex Delgado and Tyler Booth. McMillan, left-handed batter. Out of Forsyth, Georgia, takes a fastball on the outside edge for a called strike.
And we were watching McMillan in batting practice today, and he is a dead pull hitter with some power. Consistently was launching balls over to the right field berm.
Takes one low, 1-1. Bounced around in the Peach State during his college career. Waits and takes just off the plate. Georgia Perimeter College, then to Mercer, which is in Macon, Georgia, in the middle of the state. And then down south to Valdosta State. 2-1 offering to the big first baseman, and he fists this one into center field for a base hit. First base hits in franchise history for the East Side Diamond Hoppers. And it's a leadoff single for McMillan. And here comes Alex Delgado.
And that's what just shows you the strength that McMillan has, because he hit that ball off of the handle of the bat, able to launch it into center field, though. Most guys, that's just an easy pop-up to the infield, but not for Jamie McMillan.
The Diamond Hoppers team has a little bit of an international flavor to it, as Delgado takes a little bit low. They've got, I believe it's 3 players born outside the United States. Delgado from Venezuela. Ricky Castro from the Dominican Republic. Chopper towards shortstop. Martinez goes to Laritz for one on to first, and it's a twin killing. 6-4-3. And just like that, the base is empty. And Tyler Booth heading to the plate.
Number 13, designated hitter, Tyler
Alex Santana was also born in the Dominican Republic. And if memory serves me correctly, I don't believe anyone else in the league was born outside the United States.
I would have to agree with you on that one.
I don't want to present that as a fact, but I believe that is the case. That one is low and in, almost got him. I think he kind of stepped over the baseball coming in. It's 1-0 to Booth. Booth's from Litchfield Park, Arizona. Went to Central Arizona College. Was drafted by the Indians in 2012. And also played professionally for Southern Illinois. The 1-0 offering to Booth. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes to the DH. When he's in the field defensively, he'll play some outfield. But he's the DH today. Takes a fastball outside corner at the knees. 2-1. Bright sunny day in downtown Utica. Just some wispy clouds above. Kind of windy. It's blowing out. That one misses outside and pops out of the mid of Bianchi. 3-1 the count. We could not have asked for better weather the last 2 game days. And hopefully that's going to continue being the same over the weekend. We have had terrific weather. I'd say about a 3-week stretch where it's just been perfect. That one's low and away, ball 4. Booth draws the 2-out walk.
Perfect baseball weather for sure. It's
Now batting number 6.
great to see the sun shining at Jimmy John's Field, and definitely makes United Shore Professional Baseball League that much more enjoyable.
You know, football is one of those things that doesn't happen, but, it depends on the level, but, in college 12 times a year. Football is one of those things where it doesn't matter what the weather is, you're going to go out and see it. Baseball is just one of those things where it's just so great when it's just a beautiful sunny day to just go out and enjoy the summer weather. It's time called here. Now, that being said, if it's just kind of a so-so day, you come out here at Jimmy John's Field, those suites, if you can swing it, it's an experience to enjoy the games in the suites. That one's a called strike. 0-1.
Unique viewpoints from each of the suites, whether it be the dugout suites right behind home plate on top of the dugouts, or the lower suites right behind home plate.
0-1 the count to the catcher, Caswell. Ground ball foul, first base side. Yeah, the dugout suites that are behind home plate, there are 5 of them, and that's about as unique a view as you will see in professional sports.
Especially with the short backstop that we mentioned, you are almost right on top of the action. You feel like you could shake hands with the batter and pitcher.
Traditional suites upstairs. Time called. And then you got the cabana suites on top of the dugouts that have the kind of traditional beach type chairs, and then you can have the group outings, but all of the areas have at least some sort of cover and shelter from the elements if it were to be a poor weather day. That one's low, runner goes, a double clutch behind the plate, and a stolen base for Tyler Booth.
Yeah, and Chris Bianchi is not happy with himself behind the plate, bobbling that ball.
In fairness, the pitch was low. It might have bounced. It was at least one of those where his glove had to touch the ground, and that might have been a little bit of a difficult transfer from glove to hand. Counts 1-2. Diamond Hoppers get a man in scoring position now, and Caswell could drive him in with a single. The 1-2, low and away, scoots past Bianchi. Runner takes off for third, and he'll make it without a throw. That'll be a wild pitch charged to Koumas. And on a matter of 2 pitches, Booth has advanced 180 feet and is now just 90 away from scoring. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Scoreless, bottom of the second inning. From the wind, Koumas fires. Low and away to the backstop and right back to the catcher, and no advancement from Booth. That's the first time we've seen it with a runner at third when we've had one of those potential wild pitch situations that the runner is unable to advance because it comes right back to the catcher.
And what a funky play there. I think Bianchi lost his mitt as well, and just a straight-up ricochet back into his hand. He almost looked like a football player, a tight end, jumping up for a reception.
Yeah, that was unusual. You're right. He lost the glove. I think when he was in the process of trying to block that ball in the dirt, he lost the mitt. But it came right back to him.
It was a great athletic play. It just looked a little awkward.
So now it's full. 3 straight out of the zone from Koumas. He looks at third, rocks back, and fires. Outside, he walked him. That's Koumas' 3rd walk already.
Now batting, number 2, second baseman.
This game's had all kinds of base runners, but only 1 hit. Koumas has walked a trio, and Freeze has walked 2 and hit 2.
And now Dan Kennan, the third baseman, over to talk to Forrest Koumas, settle him down a little bit, get his control back that he was known for back in his South Carolina days.
Cam Stewart, the batter, second baseman, right-handed hitter from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Stewart also out of Frostburg State University.
They're at the corners with 2 outs, and a bender is called strike 1 to Cam Stewart. Of the 3 managers so far, Paul Nochi's been the first to coach his own third base. He did that as a college coach and does it here in the pro ranks. Takes a bender for strike 2 to Cam Stewart. Utica and Birmingham Bloomfield have had their managers in the dugout during offensive situations and used a specific third base coach. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and a breaking ball misses a little bit outside, 1-2. I've found for the most part in affiliated minor league baseball, the manager does coach third.
You see that often in collegiate baseball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Manager prefers to have a little extra control over the base paths.
1-2 won't be made. Koumas steps off. 1-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, still scoreless. But the Diamond Hoppers still threatening. The 1-2 to Stewart. Flared, shallow right field. Second baseman Larrett's back makes the grab for out number 3. Both teams have threatened throughout, but no one has scored. We're through 2 innings. Scoreless between the Beavers and the Diamond Hoppers.
Are you guys ready?
Game has featured a lot of base runners so far, but no one has scored. We play in the top half of the 3rd inning, and here with the play-by-play story is Kevin Klein.
Due up for the Beavers in this top of the 3rd inning will be the top of the lineup. Dave Pepe will lead it off. He bounced out to shortstop his first at bat. But I think, Brad, you'll agree with me, the story for both pitchers is anchoring down their control for the remainder of their outing.
Both pitchers have done a good job of damage control because they have been working from the stretch for a lot of the game, but they haven't allowed the free passes between walks and hit batsmen to impact their performances. So the Beavers stranded the bases loaded in the second without a hit. And in the second, Diamond Hoppers put 2 on with a single and a couple of walks. But they stranded 2, so neither pitcher has been hurt on the scoreboard with the walks.
Pepe fouls the first one back to the screen. 0-1 now on the Beaver left fielder. And it's not like both pitchers have been totally crazy and wild with their delivery as that ball's up and away, but just have been missing the corners and a couple hits batsmen, like you said, Brad. 1-1 now on Pepe. That one low, 2-1 now.
I think at this level, you'd rather see guys like this who have great stuff, but are maybe a little bit off on their command, as opposed to the other, where you got a guy that just doesn't have good stuff but can throw strikes.
That one inside almost hit Pepe, 3-1.
You know, guys like this are prospects, and maybe it's just a mechanical tweak here or there that could get them into affiliated ball.
Up and away, and now Freeze walks his third of the day. Has issued 5 runners who have reached without a hit, 3 walks and 2 hits batsmen. And that'll bring up Austin Laird's, the second baseman, who was one of those batters who walked in the first inning, caught stealing though, with a great play from Corey Caswell. He fouls one off down the right field line, and that looks like it might have gotten into Auburn Road, maybe even M59.
And by the way, with both of these pitchers, they have not been squeezed by the home plate umpire. That has not been. Sometimes when you have a lot of walks, that sometimes can be part of the story, but that has not been the case.
We've seen the home plate umpire very generous on that outer third of the plate.
Yeah, if anything, he's benefited the pitchers.
Laird's now into an 0-2 hole. Runner on first base. Freeze checks, sets, and that is on the outside corner. Laird's caught looking. That'll be Dakota Freeze's first strikeout of the ball game, and just a good firm fastball on the outer third.
Yeah, painting that outside black, pumping it in there. And you look at it, I mean, he's now retired. His last 3 batters, he has retired on strikeouts.
Mixing in some poor command, though. Ball outside there to the number 3 hitter for the Beavers, Eric Phillips. DHing today, still looking for his first hit in USPBL play. One thing about Dakota Freeze is that high leg kick. He does it with the windup and doesn't do as high of a leg kick in the stretch position, but still quite high. You would think Chris Newell might want to try. And that's bounced to the shortstop, tossed over to the second baseman. Relay for 2 is in time. And just like that, a 6-4-3 double play will end the half inning for the Beavers. 1 walk, none left on. Bottom of the third, coming up. Welcome back here inside Jimmy John's Field. Bottom of the third inning, Diamond Hoppers coming up to bat. It'll be the top of the order, Luke Ortel, followed by Ricky Castro and Alex Santana. But Luke Ortel actually bounced out to the pitcher, his first pitch he saw, so we really didn't get a chance to talk about him, but he's definitely a spectacular player. 2016 GLIAC Player of the Year, played his college ball at Hillsdale. Doesn't do one or two things great, he just does a lot of things well. Can hit for power, very versatile in the outfield, very smart baseball player, also has some speed as well. Forrest Koumas delivers first pitch of the bottom of the third inning, is fouled off to the left side.
Well, obviously a relationship established with Paul Nagy as he recruited him and coached him early in his Hillsdale career. And got a chance to witness firsthand just how talented he is.
Koumas' 0-1 delivery is again fouled off. 0-2 now on Ortel. But absolutely, he's definitely a fun player to watch. He was a 4-year starter. He's the all-time leader in Hillsdale history in hits, at-bats, triples, doubles. Just crazy the numbers he put up this year. And for a career,
he almost hit 500 in conference.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why he's at the top of the order for Paul Nagy. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 on the Diamond Hoppers leadoff hitter. And that bender's way outside there. Looked like Koumas might have lost control of that one, slipped out of his hand. Forrest Koumas on for his third inning of duty. 3 walks so far. And that's bounced to the shortstop. Martinez tosses over to Wilson for the out. Ortel is retired. That'll bring up Ricky Castro, who also bounced out to Forrest Koumas in the first inning. Castro actually a switch hitter. Will bat from the left side, though, with the righty on the hill. 6'2", 195, kind of a taller mill infielder that you'll see as Koumas delivers a fastball strike.
Yeah, it's certainly about the upper limit you'll see of shortstops.
And that slice down the left field line, just foul, though. And they say baseball is a game of inches, and that was just inches foul. And with Castro's speed, it would have been a for sure stand-up double.
Now, Cal Ripken, I believe, is 6'4". I think that's the same height as Dodgers shortstop Corey Seager right now, and I think those are just about the 2 tallest to play the position. I think A-Rod's 6'3".
DJ LeMahieu comes to mind, second baseman for the Rockies, who actually was coached by Chris Newell. Curveball outside, 1-2 now on Castro.
Then you got the extreme on the other end of middle infielders, guys like Freddie Patek and guys that are 5'5" playing the position.
Ball low, which will even up the count. Ricky Castro works a 2-2 count now, bottom of the third inning. Still no score here at Jimmy John's Field.
And plenty more come to mind when thinking of really tiny middle infielders than big ones.
Another pitch hits the backstop. Bianchi unable to corral that one, and Forrest Koumas on the mound just not happy with himself at the moment. Full count now.
He's rubbing his fingers together quite a bit, as if he's just not quite getting a good grip. Maybe a little bit of moisture on his hands, but he's trying to figure out the grip a little bit.
3-2 offering. Swung on, bounced to Laird's. Laird's gobbles it up, tosses over to Wilson. In time for the out. 2 down now here, bottom of the third inning.
Good pitch there coming back by Koumas after really losing that previous pitch all the way to the backstop. Jammed Castro on a good pitch coming in on him. He'd been going away, and then came in on him on a full count pitch. And Castro couldn't get the bat around on it.
And one thing you don't see at the back of the mound is a rosin bag, so relying on just putting some dirt on his hands or rubbing them on his pants to dry them out. Alex Santana takes a ball outside.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I'm sure that there is a rosin bag somewhere if a pitcher wanted it, but they didn't put one on the mound.
That's into right field for a base hit. The second hit of the ball game for the Diamond Hoppers. Alex Santana now 1 for 1, walked in the first inning as well. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Tom Nagy.
We were talking a little bit in the pregame that this is a guy in Santana that has a chance to be a standout in this league. I thought a good approach there. We saw him do that in batting practice a lot and going to the opposite field with some power, hit some opposite field home runs. That time, got enough of a contact on it. Hit a ball that he hit a lot better than it looked because it did kind of die on that grass, and lined it into right for a solid 2-out single.
Tom Nagy now the cleanup hitter. Forrest Koumas changes speeds on him for that first pitch, 0-1. But yeah, Brad, we were talking in the open, and you're familiar with Alex Santana, and he definitely has the power. Watching him in batting practice, has power to all fields, really has a chance to make a name for himself in this league. 0-1 now. Koumas sets and delivers another off-speed pitch on the outer third of the plate. Tom Nagy in an 0-2 hole now. Bottom of the third inning. Alex Santana on first base. Forrest Koumas trying to strand yet another runner. Koumas' 0-2 offering another off-speed pitch, but that is in the dirt. 1-2 now. 3 pitches this at bat, all 3 off-speed pitches from Koumas.
You wonder now with 2 strikes and 2 outs if Santana may get on the move to try to get into scoring position.
1-2 pitch. Fouled to the screen. First base side.
It's one of those situations where even in your worst case scenario, it's not that bad. You get thrown out at second base. Okay, that it ends the inning, but Nagy gets to start with a fresh count. That's your cleanup guy. And in the best case scenario, you get him into scoring position. Now instead of an extra base hit needed to score Santana, Nagy could do so with just a single.
Ball outside. That'll reach the backstop. Bianchi unable to corral that one.
But Santana was going on that pitch, so he's going to get a stolen base, and that's exactly what Paul Nagy was trying to do, put Santana in motion. He gets into scoring position, and with that pitch missing so far outside, Nagy's got a chance to drive him in with a single.
And that's what makes Santana so dangerous, because he has a scary combination of power and speed. But now 2-2 count here for Nagy. Koumas steps off the rubber. No one covering second base there, but just checking on Santana, making sure he's not going anywhere, trying to steal another 90 feet.
Outfielders are playing back, and again, the ball's going to get on the outfielders on a ball on the ground slowly, so Santana should score easily from second.
Another ball in the dirt. And we've seen this inning different than the first 2 is Forrest Koumas relying on that off-speed pitch more than the fastball. Run it full here for the Diamond Hoppers cleanup hitter.
And even with first base open, I think Koumas is going to want to attack him. Got a left-handed guy with pop to follow. McMillan.
And now we have time on the field. But this is a dangerous part of the order when you think about Santana, Nagy, and then McMillan, as he already has a single in this ball game. But now 3-2 pitch. Full count here on Nagy. Ball in the dirt, off-speed pitch again And Nagy earns himself a walk.
Now batting number 14, first baseman J.D. McMillan.
Fourth walk of the game for Koumas. And has kind of worked himself into a jam here with Jamie McMillan coming up to bat. Already has singled. McMillan, a big guy, 6 foot, 240. Stocky. Made his professional baseball debut in 2014. Was pretty successful. Played 51 games and hit about 380. So he does have some pop in his bat, but also can make solid contact as well. Koumas' pitch inside, 1-0. Santana on second, Nagy on first. Both on base via the walk. Santana then stole second base. Koumas again throws a ball, and that time really missed his spot earlier in the game. Wasn't quite missing his spots as bad as he did just on that last pitch.
Beavers have bullpen action, but no one is getting up with any sort of urgency. Just kind of casually tossing right now in the bullpen. It's a right-hander.
2-0 pitch, ball down and low. But Forrest Koumas is known as a workhorse, almost 200 innings in a Gamecock uniform. Almost 200 strikeouts as well, so knows how to work out of jams, and that's why Chris Newell is trusting him in this situation. A delayed call from home plate umpire there. McMillan almost a few steps to first base, already actually tossed the bat as well.
Yeah, pitch looked a little bit low and a little bit in, so kind of that neighborhood call on a 3-0 pitch. And McMillan wasn't showing up the umpire. It's a late call.
3-1 pitch here, and that works the outer third of the plate, and McMillan again not happy, some oohs and ahs from the crowd. But Koumas has worked himself back into the count, run it full.
Now the runners will get a head start, 3-2 with 2 outs.
Swing and a miss. McMillan down on strikes. Koumas able to work himself out of that third inning jam. 2 walks, 2 left on, no runs. We're scoreless, headed to the fourth. Welcome back here for the fourth inning at Jimmy John's Field. No score between the Diamond Hoppers and the Beavers, and for the next few innings, we'll toss it over to Dave Saseski and James Zarnick for the commentary.
All right, well, as the coffee cup and donut race to the finish line, we'll get back looking in, getting ready for the fourth inning here of the Diamond Hoppers versus the Beavers. So far, what do you think about this game so far, Dave?
Well, you know, both pitchers have had a little trouble with their location, but we've seen some good movement. What do we got? 6 walks right now. And we don't have any runs on the board. So obviously effective, but location has been a little bit questionable.
Only a couple hits, a little wild pitches here and there, but both teams kind of feeling their way out here through the first couple innings of this game. We'll look to see a little bit more action as we move on through the later innings of this game.
It looks like we had somebody up in the bullpen too.
Now batting number
Randy Wynne.
Nic
So we'll keep an eye on that. Nic Wilson up to bat. Here's the pitch. Strike one on the outside corner. Good pitch there.
Wilson was hit by a pitch on the elbow in his last at bat. A little inside fastball caught him up and in.
Ball outside, 1-1 on the count. Wilson had the first home run ever for USPBL baseball. He's got 1 RBI, 1 for 3 on the year. And there's a ball inside, 2-1 on the count.
It looks like Freeze really wants to kind of get these pitches in on Wilson, not let him extend his hands and get that ball, extend the bat on the ball.
Here's the 2-1. Ball low, 3-1.
Talking to Nick before the game, just kind of figure out what kind of pitches he likes, what kind of approach he takes at the plate. And he says he just looks something he's comfortable to hit and anything he can drive into the gaps.
3-1 pitch. Ball high. There's another walk there. Yeah, we had a chance to talk with Nick before the game, and Nick, a big Jason Hayward fan. Looking at Nick, he's got the same body as Jason Hayward, big guy, lots of power. Up to bat, we have Chris Bianchi.
Chris walked in his first plate appearance of the night, so he'll be looking to get a hit here. So the Beavers are looking for any hit.
First pitch
right now.
Ball low, 1-0.
The Beavers have had base runners throughout this game with a lot of walks. They just haven't been able to cash them in with that one hit. They're lacking the one big hit, and that was the problem in the first game as well.
1-0 pitch. Popped up to deep center. And there's the first out of the inning there. Nice play there. Just short of the warning track there.
Yeah, Bianchi gave that one a ride. It just looked like he just missed it, caught off the end of the bat a little bit there, and didn't square it up on the barrel, and flew out to center field.
Off the bat, we have Dan Kennan, number 10.
He popped out weakly to second base last inning, or 2 innings ago. Had a couple runners on, and he'll be looking to put the bat on the ball and get a base hit here.
Here's the pitch. Ball low. 1-0 on the count. 0 for 1 on the young season for Chris, or for Dan. Here's a 1-0 pitch. There's a ball just missed outside. 2-0.
Both these pitchers today are working on around a 60 to 70 pitch count. Freeze still looks like he's got some left in the tank, though. He's throwing pretty hard here in the fourth.
Yeah, he's throwing some gas. 2-0 pitch. Foul. Tapped over to the third base side. We got a 2-2 count right now. We got a 0-0 score right now. Top of the 4th inning. We've only seen 2 hits so far. Good pitching.
Good pitching, but like you said, it's also wild pitching, but sometimes wild can be effective.
Exactly. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball outside, 2-2.
Looks like he tried to overthrow on that one a little bit. Got it high and away, got away from.
Yeah, seems like he's struggled a little bit with location today. He's been overpowering, but like you said, it's key to hit those spots. 3-1 pitch. There's a ball tapped over the third base side again.
Running full.
Got a full count here. Once again, we have a 0-0 score right now, top of the 4th. 3-2 count, 1 out. Man at first. Here's the pitch. Ooh, called third strike.
You gotta like when you paint the black on the outside corner of the play right there. That's the 4th strikeout there for Freeze in today's game.
Miles Williams coming up to the plate. We got to talk to Miles before the game. He's not short of words, James. He's a very humble guy. He's had some minor league experience.
Yep, played some affiliate ball, and right now he's missed all of last season with a wrist injury, and he's really looking to take advantage of this opportunity to play in the USPBL, get some at-bats, and hopefully work his way back into a farm system somewhere down the road here.
1-0.
But he's enjoying his time playing for the Beavers so far this season. We got
to throw to first, and it gets away. Runner moves to second, and he's taking the turn to third base, and he'll get there standing up.
Yeah, those long strides. That ball went way over into the corner there, down the first base line.
Those big strides, just like Jason Hayward, is his favorite player there for Nick. So we got a runner in scoring position for the Beavers.
See, they've had this several times today. This is the second time they've had a runner over at third base, but they haven't been able to cash him in. Let's see if Miles can put the bat on the ball and bring in Nic Wilson.
Here's the pitch. Strike.
He likes that outside pitch. He's been chasing a little bit. He said he likes to has an opposite field approach at the plate, and you can see that. He's going after those outside pitches. He's just missing them.
Ball just missed. A little down low there. Yeah, these at-bats are huge for Miles and for other players. These two-out hits and key opportunities where pitching has shut down a lot of this hitting today. Here's the pitch. Strike.
Chasing outside high and away again. He did that a couple times in his first at-bat.
Runner on third, 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit up to center field. And that gets down for an RBI for Williams at second. Gets there standing up with a double, an RBI. Huge hit there for Miles Williams, James, with 2 outs.
Yeah, just like we were talking. We were looking for that big hit, and Miles Williams finally delivers the first hit for the Beavers and first RBI of the season for him there.
You know, we had a chance to talk with Miles, obviously, we said before the game, and like a lot of these players, he says he's a gap-to-gap guy, but he can go to all fields, and you saw there his discipline with two strikes. Very, very good at bat.
Yeah, he worked the count, chased a couple pitches outside, and made Freeze throw him the pitch that he wanted, and he drove it up the gap there for a double and an RBI.
Number 4, Kyle Richards up to bat. 2 outs, man on second. Here's the pitch. Strike. Off speed there. A swinging strike there for Kyle. We got an 0-1 count here. 2 outs, 1-0 Beavers. Here's the 0-1 pitch. While outside. Good play there by the catcher there. We got a 1-1 count.
Yeah, both catchers have been busy today, blocking balls and balls actually going behind them. And they're coming off that screen pretty good down there behind home plate. It's makes it tough to run on pass balls almost. You know, you never know what's going to happen with what kind of ricochet is going to come off the wall.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike. Outside corner. Painted that one, James.
Yeah, it looked a little up from here, but painted the corner like you said. Freeze looking to get out of this inning without doing too much damage and just giving up the 1 run.
Yeah, with how wild he's been this game so far, if you come out with just 1 run given up, you got to be happy with that. Yeah,
he's pitched in some trouble. Like we said, both pitchers have pitched in trouble, but Freeze has found a way to get out of it, and he's been solid. I mean, like we said, 4 strikeouts, but the walks are going to be a number that he wants to work on bringing down.
Kyle Richards, third base, foul ball there. Tapped it. We got a 1-2 count, 2 outs, man on second, 1-0 Beavers in the top of this 4th inning.
And this will probably be the last inning for Freeze as well. We got some work going down in the bullpen for the Diamond Hoppers.
Here's the 1-2 pitch by Freeze. Ball high, 2-2 count.
That looked in a pretty similar location to that last one that was called a strike there.
Yeah, with some of these umpires, obviously they have their own strike zone, but that can be hard early on in the season for these pitchers to adapt to those strike zones as well. So far, the damage has been minimal, but walks are a little high. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3.
And
Freeze gets out of it.
Freeze gets out of it without giving up too much. We had one hit there with 1 run and a couple strikeouts for Freeze, but he's not going to like giving up that 1 run for the hit there. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning with the Diamond Hoppers. You're listening to USPBL Baseball.
And we're back with USPBL Baseball. Bottom of the 4th inning, we have a pitching change. Looks like number 9, Randy Wynne, coming in for the Beavers.
Yeah, Randy Wynne, right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 185 pounds from San Diego, California. Played his college baseball at Missouri Baptist University. And looking at his first action here for the Beavers this in USPBL action.
Number 10 up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Alex Delgado.
You got to think he would just want to come in and throw some strikes.
Ground ball to shortstop. Oh, just off his chest. You'd have to think he'd get a hit there as the infield kind of bounced up on him. We'll have to see how the scoring goes there.
It took a tricky hop there off the dirt. I'm sure that's one that he'd tell you he'd like to have back though. That's a play. He made a couple nice plays so far in this game. I think he wants to have that one back.
Either way, the Diamond Hoppers will take it. First man getting on base. We'll see if they can cash in and get a run on the board.
Yep, and it looks like they ruled that one in air there.
Which is a tough call.
Yeah, but I think it's the right one. I think
up.
that's a pretty routine ground ball there that it just took a bad hop
I
on
agree.
him.
I agree with you. Tyler Booth up to bat, first pitch. There's a strike.
Tyler Booth walked in his first plate appearance this afternoon. He then swiped the bag from on Forrest there.
Here's the pitch, 0-1. Ball inside. 1-1. Another beautiful day for baseball here in Utica. We have a 1-0 game here. Here's the pitch, 1-1. Foul ball out of play, left field side. There's a 1-2 count coming. Bottom of the 4th inning. We have a 1-0 Beavers lead over the Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah, the Beavers took the lead in the top half of the 4th inning there.
2-2.
Looks like Wynn's been working majority fastballs so far since coming into the game.
And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Looks like a fastball high there.
Now batting, number 6, catcher, Corey Koumas.
Corey Caswell now up. He He walked in his first plate appearance. Told us earlier that he likes to drive the ball into the gaps. More of a double hitter, move the runners over. Doesn't do too much of the power game, but he said he can run into a few here and there if the pitch is in the right spot.
Here's the first pitch to Corey Caswell by Wynne. Grounded to the pitcher. He gets to. He's going to be a close play. Throws it away. Runners on third right now and second. There's going to be thought there was going to be a play at the plate. Second and third, one out to start this inning. Looks like it could possibly be a big inning here for the Diamond Hoppers on that error there.
Yeah, there's a good hustle over there by Miles Williams to get to that ball to make the play, to hold the runners at second and third. That's a ball you probably want to see Wynne eat and not attempt that throw as he's rushing and maybe a little off balance. Pitchers tend to have a problem with those slow rollers in front of the plate.
Here's Cameron Stewart up to bat, second baseman for the East Side Diamond Hoppers. Men in scoring position at second and third. We got a 1-1 tie. There's a ball up center field. That's going to drop. That's going to get at least one run in. Play at home. Nope. There's an RBI single. Nice piece of hitting there by Cameron Stewart, James.
Yeah, he sat on the first pitch and drove it right back up the middle. Anytime you drive a pitch right back up the middle, you're really on it. That's what you like to see take the lead in this ball game now.
They were playing him pretty deep, and, like they say, hit it where they ain't, right?
Yeah. Kind of a no doubles depth, but I mean the ball just died out in front of him there, and he did a good job getting the ball into the catcher to prevent that second run from scoring.
And here's Luke Ortel, outfielder for the East Side Diamond Hoppers. Here's the first pitch.
Luke's hit a couple balls on the ground in his first two plate appearances. Sounds like he has a pretty big cheering crowd. The local kid from Troy, Michigan, played his college ball at Hillsdale. Lots of fans in attendance for tonight's game.
Here's the pitch over to second base to shortstop. Oh, nice play there to break up with the slide. And that's a run still scored there. So we got a 2-1 lead right now for the Diamond Hoppers.
That's a good play by Laritz to get the force out at second. The ball was hit too slow to turn.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that with the grounds crew of how the grass is, as the season goes on, it's going to be cut down a little bit. But right now, as it being fresh grass, it's a little high at 2.5 inches.
Yeah, but it's still playing nice. It's good hops and everything, so you can't complain about that.
Ricky Castro takes the pitch. Oh, what a dive there. What a play by DJ Martinez to end the inning. And after 4 innings, we have a 2-1 Diamond Hoppers lead. We'll be back for the top of the 5th inning at USPBL Baseball. And we're back for the top of the 5th inning. We have a pitching change on the mound. Looks like it's number 23, Drue Bravo, right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Drue Bravo stands 6 feet tall, 197 pounds. He's from Chesterfield, Missouri. Played his college ball at Lindenwood University, and looking at his first experience, as most of the Diamond Hoppers are, coming into a game for in the USPBL. So he's a little bit of nerves, probably a little bit of excitement. See if he can keep that in check and throw strikes here.
Batting first for the Beavers, we have DJ Martinez, shortstop, who made that great play to end the inning. And the bottom of the 4th there, showing some range there at short.
Yeah, it was a nice diving play at short.
And here's the first pitch to DJ Martinez. Ball high, 1-0 count.
Martinez struck out and is only at bat against Freeze in the game.
Here's the 1-0 count here. Ball low, 2-0 on DJ Martinez.
It looked like a good pitch from where we're sitting. Just a little bit low and outside there.
Yeah, those outside calls have been a little questionable so far. Here's the 2-0 count. Foul ball behind the screen there, just a little late on that one.
Got
2-1 count.
Got that ball in on his hands there. It's a good place for a pitcher to be throwing the ball.
Good pitch there by Bravo. 2-1 pitch. Foul ball just late again there on that. 2-2 count. Good job by Bravo to battle back on that 2-0 count. You never want to start the inning with a walk.
No, walks and errors, as we found out in the last inning for the Beavers.
They'll always come back and get you. Oh, almost hit him there inside.
Looked like he tried to lean into that one a little bit.
It looked like he did there. 3-2 count.
Needs a little bit bigger of a jersey, get that call.
He tried to get that one. Here's the full count to DJ Martinez. Just late on that one, foul.
Got a good battle going here between these two to start the top of the 5th inning.
Like I said, another beautiful night here for USPBL baseball. The stadium looks beautiful. Great to have all these fans out here enjoying some baseball. Here's the full count by Bravo. Oh, over to the hot corner there. Nice play by Alex Delgado.
DJ Martinez, he saw a lot of pitches in that at bat and finally hit a solid ball, but right where Delgado was standing. So
Delgado, an All-American back-to-back at Emmanuel in Georgia. We got a chance to talk to him before the game. Pretty humble, but back-to-back All-American, that's a nice feat to accomplish.
It doesn't matter what level of baseball you're playing. If you're an All-American, you're an All-American. That's something you can always say about yourself.
First pitch to Dave Pepe. Ball high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Pepe grounded out to short in his first plate appearance, and he had a walk in the 3rd inning.
There's the 1-0. Ball low. Pepe 1 for 4 on the young season. (2-1) Eastside Diamond Hoppers over the Beavers. The top of the 5th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Grounded to the second baseman. Nice play there. Pepe moves down that line.
Got it in on the hands again, and that ball just rolled out there to second base. Second baseman Stewart made a nice play there with Pepe running hard down the line. Made that play a little closer than he probably would imagine when the ball was first hit.
Oh, yeah, he definitely gets down there. And here's Austin Leyritz, son of Jim Leyritz, former Yankee great. We got 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch. Ball inside.
Slider just hung up there on the inside a little bit. Didn't get as much of a break as he would have liked.
1-0 count on Leyritz, who's 0 for 1 on the day.
Struck out looking in his last plate appearance.
Wow. Painted the corner on that pitch. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. 2-1.
Bravo kind of pauses at the top of his windup and then moves through the rest of his motion pretty quickly.
Kind of like a Hideo Nomo style, in a sense. There's the pitch, strike.
Oh, it's a nice curveball there.
Nice pitch there. Change of speeds there with that curveball. 2-2 pitch. Coming with 2 outs, 2-1. Top of the 5th for the Diamond Hoppers. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called, outside corner. Wow.
That's the second time in a row we've seen the outside. Or second time we've seen that corner painted on the outside there.
End of the top of the 5th inning, and the Beavers or the Diamond Hoppers will be coming up next to bat. You're listening to USPBL baseball. Randy Wynne out there still for a second inning of work.
All right, as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning here with the Diamond Hoppers on top of the Beavers, Randy Wynne takes the mound again for his second inning of work here. And leading off the inning, we have Alex Santana for the Diamond Hoppers. Santana had a base hit in the 3rd inning.
Here's the pitch. Strike. Off-speed pitch there. 0-1 on Alex Santana.
That's a good way to come out and start the inning after you gave up a few hits, a few runs last inning. You know, come out with some soft stuff. Second time there, keep him off balance. You know,
Painting that outside corner, James, right now.
Yeah, that's a call that the umpire's starting to give now as the game moves later into the innings.
Ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Diamond Hopper 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Santana up to bat. 1-2 pitch. Ball hit to the shortstop. And there's out number 1.
Nice play by DJ Martinez. Waited on that ball to come through.
Anything on the ground this early in the season seems to be getting eaten up by that grass. And we have another easy ground out there.
Yeah, he hit
Beavers.
That ball was hit off the end of the bat, though. He caught it out in front of it. Another good off-speed pitch, and Martinez ate it up and threw a strike over to Nic Wilson at first for the first out of the 5th inning.
Tom Nagy up to bat. We got 1 out here in the inning. First pitch.
Nagy grounded out to shortstop in his first at-bat, and he had a walk in his second at-bat.
Nagy sits in for the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. Ball outside. 2-0. 1 out in the inning. 2-1 Diamond Hoppers lead. Bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-0. Ball 3-0. I guess we find out this early on in the season who has the 3-0 green light, James, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point. Not many hitters get to swing on 3-0, and it looked like he was taken all the way on that pitch.
Taken all the way. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning.
2-1 game. I think you want to maybe take that pitch, see if you can get the leadoff man on, or get the guy on with 1 out. Maybe make something happen.
Here's the pitch. Strike. Painting that outside corner.
Wynn's done a good job getting himself back into this count here. Let's see if he can make a pitch and finish Nagy off.
The 3-2 pitch by Wynne. Ooh, up and high at the letters there. That's ball 4 for Nagy. There's a walk for Wynne.
Nagy's second walk of the game here. Jamie McMillan stepping in now. He had an interesting at-bat last time. He thought he had that walk on 3-1. Tossed his bat in the air. Called him back for a strike, and then he ended up swinging and missing at the next pitch.
Jamie McMillan, first baseman. Here's the pitch. Hits it over to the shortstop, and he dives for it. Martinez can't make the play.
Just out of the reach of Castro there.
Just out of play of Castro there.
A nice opposite field approach for McMillan there. Drive the ball through the hole. That's what you like to see from a hitter, is you like to see them work the opposite side of the field. And once you start doing that and getting a rhythm, then that's when you start pulling the ball and get on top of it and try to drive balls out of here. But early in the season, just want to get the feel of it, get your at-bats in, make contact, and get a few hits under your belt.
Big at-bat coming here for Alex Delgado, a man in scoring position. Runners at first and second. 1 out. A big opportunity here.
Yeah, Delgado reached on that air to Martinez last inning. That kind of started their rally to get a couple runs.
Ball low, 1-0. And the at-bat.
And that's usually a cardinal rule with errors in baseball, though. When you have errors, they usually cost you. And last inning, the Beavers had 2 errors, and it cost them 2 runs. So got to shore up the defense and get some outs here.
Strike on the outside corner there. We got a 1-1 count. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Diamond Hoppers lead. Here's the 1-1. Ooh, just missed out there on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike on Alex Delgado.
I think you're really going to see Wynne challenge him here. He's got runner in scoring position. Can't afford to walk this batter.
Hit out to left center field, and that's going to get by the center fielder there. Hit the wall. 1 run's going to score, and that's a double there for Delgado. What a hit, and an RBI for Alex Delgado.
Well, I said that Wynne was going to challenge him, and he did, and Delgado was ready for the challenge and drove the ball out to center field. Oh, and that first hit, that made a loud sound. I thought that might have a chance to get out of here and really do some damage in this game, but double off the wall. McMillan held up at third base by the coach there, and now we got runners in second and third with 1 out.
Trying to check to see if there was anybody. There's somebody warming up in the bullpen right now for the Beavers, as we got men in scoring position at second and third. And here's the pitch to Tyler Booth.
It looked like a nice curveball from here, but
Tyler Booth
just a little low.
Tyler Booth 0 for 1 on the day.
Yep, struck out in the 4th inning.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball low. 2-0. Chris Bianchi's been busy back there behind the plate.
Yeah, he really has. Forrest was getting those, throwing those balls down in the zone.
Pop up to left field, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. That looked like that was going to get foul anyways. I thought it might stay fair and bloop in for some trouble there, but nice play there.
Pepe covered a lot of ground out there in left field, came over in foul territory, made the catch, and was running in, so McMillan didn't really have a chance to tag. Don't know what kind of wheels he has over there on the base pass, but he's held and just didn't get that fly ball deep enough for the sac fly. So now we'll look for another clutch 2-out hit as Corey Caswell stands into the plate.
Had a chance to talk to Corey before the game, and he said, just like as any catcher would, he just likes throwing out guys, and he had a chance to do that in the first pitch there behind the screen for an 0-1 count. Both catchers, I think, have been, with the pitching a little wild, they've been very effective back there, and playing some good defense for both teams.
Yeah, it's these guys' first time out on the mound in the young season, and
Here's the pitch.
For a couple work.
Up to center field. That's going to get one run in. And it gets by the center fielder. Another run in there. Nice piece of hitting there by Corey Caswell. You have to think an RBI and maybe an error out there in center field, James.
Yeah, I think he probably would have got 2 runs in regardless there. He's probably upset at himself for not taking second base there as the ball got by the center fielder out there, Richards. He'll probably tell you after the game he should be staying at second base right now, and he'd be in scoring position as well. Now we got Chris Newell coming out to the mound right now.
Maybe to buy some time here or to make a change here. Looks like he's didn't see a signal to the bullpen, and yep, here we go. We got a pitching change. We'll be back in a second to tell you a little bit more about this pitcher. And we're back with this pitching change. It looks like Andrew Nelson, number 12 for the Beavers, on the mound.
Yeah, the 6'3" right-hander, about 200 pounds from Lexington, Kentucky. Andrew pitched at the University of Kentucky in the SEC Conference. He was the Conference Pitcher of the Year in final year of Cuesta College. So he moved on after a couple years at Kentucky. Right-hander, couple pitches, looks like fastball, changeup, curveball here.
And another SEC guy. We didn't get a chance to talk about Forrest Koumas, but SEC Pitcher of the Year his freshman year at South Carolina. He had a little bit of trouble today with control, but you could definitely see the movement on his pitches.
Yeah, Forrest, he settled in there pretty nice. Like you said, there was a little trouble with the command, but he never got it. He never gave up that hit when he was having trouble with his command. He was always there to make a pitch to get out of it. Lots of weak ground balls, couple right back to him, popped a couple guys out. I'd say overall Forrest is probably pretty happy with his outing.
Cameron Stewart, number 2 and second baseman for the Diamond Hoppers, up to bat. Here's the first pitch. Strike, outside corner.
Cameron Stewart said that his favorite memory of playing baseball in college was when he was his senior year when he hit a walk-off grand slam to win the game. Anytime you get a walk-off hit, that's pretty exciting.
Not too shabby for a senior memory right there. There's a second pitch of the at-bat. That's a strike again on the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Andrew Nelson, painting the corner.
Nelson coming in and throwing strikes, that's what you need to do. And you have a tough inning, you got to stop the bleeding, get out of it before it gets too bad.
0-2 count. Ooh. Oh. From up here, that looked good, James.
That looked like he painted it right over the outside corner. Maybe just a little up. That's the only thing I saw wrong with that pitch.
Maybe I saw a flinch from the ump, but 1-2 count nonetheless. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Grounded just foul, first base side.
That stays foul.
We'll have a 1-ball, 2-strike count here. Coming from Andrew Nelson.
So as the sun starts to go down, we got the lights coming on. This field really does look nice when it's all lit up, and it's going to be a great summer of great baseball being played here under the lights all summer long.
A phenomenal job by Andy Appleby putting this together. Great baseball in Utica. It doesn't get any better than this. Here's the pitch. Ooh.
These pitches have to be up because From
where
our
we're at,
vantage point, that looked like another good pitch there by Nelson.
2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Nelson. Strike 3 swinging. Gets Cameron Stewart to end the inning and to end the bottom of the 5th inning there. 5-1, big inning for the Diamond Hoppers. And we'll be back with the top of the 6th here. You're listening to USPBL Baseball. And we're back here for the top of the 6th. Eric Phyllis up to bat. Big inning there for the Diamond Hoppers last inning, 3 runs. Let's see if the Beavers can come back with some runs of their own here, James.
Yeah, they gotta have a counter punch here. Phyllis is grounded out to second base, and he's also hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 4th inning.
Strike 1 there by Drue Bravo on Eric Phyllis. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a foul out of play there. Left side there. A fan taking home a souvenir.
Yeah, quickly has 2 strikes on him here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-1 Diamond Hoppers over the Beavers in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 there, swinging. Nice pitch there by Bravo.
Yeah, they got him to chase the high heater.
That's the way you want to start an inning. You don't want to get the walks, get guys on. That's how trouble started. And
especially after you come back from a big offensive inning, you want to come back and close the door. Nic Wilson stepping to the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time, and he drew a walk in his second plate appearance. He's going to be looking to put the bat on the ball here in this plate appearance.
Here's the pitch. Ball low, I'm guessing there. From our standpoint, that looked good, but
no, it was a little low. You
low.
got to remember, Nick is 6'6" standing in there.
Yeah,
so.
he's a big man. He's a big man. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit out of play on the right side. Another souvenir there for the fans. We got a 1-1 count, 1 out for Nic Wilson, who opened the season, the first ever home run at Jimmy John's Field. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick. Bravo's done a nice job coming out of the bullpen there in relief. You just got to keep throwing strikes. That's what you do out of that bullpen. You get yourself in trouble when you start walking guys, and he's done just that.
Yeah, anytime your number gets called, you want to get outs and not give up any runs, and that's what he's done so far here in this game.
1-2. Oh, this one's deep. Out to left field. You can kiss that one goodbye. That one is gone. Second home run on the year for Nic Wilson.
Yeah, there was absolutely no doubt about that ball. That ball was hit out into the trees there in left field.
Yeah, there's a squirrel out there taking that home.
Yeah, your left fielder took about 2 steps and watched it sail over his head. That's some impressive power. It's one thing to watch a guy do that in batting practice, but when they get into a game and can drive a ball that far, that's a big boy home run right there.
Look for big things out of Nic Wilson this year. Obviously saying he had the first home run ever here, but there's going to be many more from him.
Oh, yeah. Nick is not done hitting home runs in this ballpark. That is for sure. That is one thing that will be exciting to when the Beavers take the field this year.
First pitch to Chris Bianchi. Low there for 1-0 count.
That was a 1-2 pitch. That's going to be something Bravo would want to have back, because 2 strikes on a guy, you don't want to hang a pitch right over the sweet spot of the plate. And Nick did what any good hitter is going to do with a hanging curveball.
Yeah, it's a good sign when the outfielders stay put and just look. There's the pitch, 1-0. Ball low there. Just impressive power there early on this season by Wilson. I mean, that's...
Got the only 2 home runs in USPBL history so far.
Here's the 2-0 pitch for a strike in the outside corner.
We were actually down on the field before the game, and I think someone said that Nic Wilson was going to hit his second home run of the game. That's what I heard someone say to me. So someone called it. I think he actually called it the other day when he likes Nic Wilson.
That was actually 1-2, and there's a strike 3 there swinging.
Yeah, that was a wave and a miss at his pitch way outside.
And after a big home run like that, you want to come back and get that next batter so you stop that rally from going any further and stop that momentum. And that was a great job there.
Bravo did a nice job putting that behind him, but when it's a solo home run and you have a 5-1 lead, that's really not something that's going to hurt you. So he was able to put that one behind him and move on and get the next batter on a strikeout.
Here's Dan Canon. First pitch to him. Hit out to right field. And that's an easy out to end the inning there.
Put good wood on the ball, but just drove it right where the right fielder was standing. Right fielder Nagy was standing. So we'll move to the bottom of the 6th inning as the Diamond Hoppers look to add a few more runs, and the bubble soccer balls are coming out into the outfield. We'll be back with the USPBL baseball. All right, welcome back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Andrew Nelson back on the mound for the Beavers, and he's going to look to shut down this Diamond Hoppers offense that's woken up the last 2 innings, putting 5 runs on the board. Now we got the top of the order for the Diamond Hoppers leading us off. Luke Ortel steps in. He's 0 for 3 on the day, couple groundouts, and a fielder's choice in his last at-bat.
And here's the first pitch to Luke Ortel. Looks like a ball low there, 1-0 on the count.
I think that one is one the pitcher would like to have. Catcher squeezes that ball in the glove. I think you might have got a strike call right there.
All about framing it, right, James?
You got to catch the ball first, be able to frame it.
There's the ball foul. Third base side. Oh, and a diving play there. Just a little short by Dan Cannon. Would have been a great play there. He covered a lot of ground there, but nevertheless, it is a 1-1 count.
That play right there is one of the toughest plays a third baseman will have to make. Running backwards, trying to find that ball in the lights as you're running on like a 75-degree angle. He did a lot of good work to get glove on the ball there.
And here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit the center. And that'll be the
Routine
first
there
out
for
of the inning
Richards.
there.
Put a good swing on it, but right where Richards was standing, and it's a routine fly ball there.
The ball seems to be, as we go on later on in this game, the ball seems to be flying out there in the outfield.
Yeah, which
395
is
to center.
different because the wind kind of has died down since we were watching batting practice out there. The flag out in center field's not really blowing. Earlier in the day, that was really blowing out to straightaway center field.
Ricky Castro shows the bunt, pulls it back for a 1-0 count. Ricky Castro, shortstop for the Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah. Last at bat, Castro was robbed by DJ Martinez on a diving play. His shortstop counterpart made a nice diving catch on a line drive.
Ball outside there, 2-0 on Ricky Castro. Here's the pitch.
Squares the bunt. Pulls it back.
He was taken there.
Yeah, he showed
Looked like
bunt.
he's faking.
Showed bunt real quick. Got a couple guys moving on the infield. Just seeing if everybody's awake out there, I guess.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Castro. Ooh. That looked like it hit him.
Yeah, that's what, the third hit batter
That's
we
the
have?
third hit batter so far, but there's a runner on first for the Diamond Hoppers. They have a 5-2 lead over the Beavers in the bottom of the sixth inning here. Diamond Hoppers trying to extend that lead.
Alex Santana stepping in the plate.
First pitch to Alex Santana, number 21 for the Diamond Hoppers.
Couple walks tonight for Santana.
There's Andrew Nelson, stepped off the pitcher's mound there, but no throw.
Keeping him honest over there.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, close pitch there, but a ball.
Ricky Castro's looking a little, looking like he's trying to get a good read off Nelson, see if he can swipe a bag here, get himself in the scoring position with less than 2 outs here.
There's Chris Bianchi going out there to talk to Ricky. Try to get on the same page here in this at-bat to Alex Santana, which on the board it says Sanantana. I think there's a little bit of a misspelling there. Here's the pitch. Ball high, 2-0 count. That's exactly what you don't want to do is put another runner on here.
He's got to get that ball down in the strike zone. Might be a little overthrowing just a bit. There's
a strike. 2-1 on the count. 1 out, 5-2 Diamond Hoppers lead. Just coming off the inning with a mammoth home run.
Mammoth is an understatement by that home run from Nic Wilson.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Oh, steps off there for Nelson. Just like you said, keeping the runner honest.
Yeah, it's a smart play. 5-2 game. You never know when he's going to try to swipe it back. 3 runs is very capable to make up.
And here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Big pitch here.
He's throwing with a decent velocity here. He's just got to get that ball under command. And being the first outing for several of these players, or for most of these players, the control will come as the season progresses.
There's a strike runner going there. Looks like a hit and run was on, but he dropped the ball. Runner safe there at second.
That throw was
For
right.
Castro.
That throw was right on the bag by Bianchi. If that ball's caught, I think the runner would have been out.
That looked like a straight, or not a straight steal there. That looked like a hit and run was put on all the way.
Yeah, it did. It did look like a hit and run. Try to get some runner in motion, put the bat on the ball, but the pitch was high. That was a high pitch.
Here's the 3-2. Ball low,
Lost him again
so
low.
it didn't matter.
We do have some action down in the Beavers bullpen.
Now batting, number 25, right
We
fielder.
have another mound meeting with Chris Bianchi and Nelson, talking over what they want to do against Nagy here, Tom Nagy.
Tom Nagy grounded out in his first at bat, and he's had 2 walks since he scored in the 5th inning after his walk on the RBI double by Alex Delgado.
James, after we had the chance to be around some of these players in spring training, it's really good to see this all come together. Baseball under the lights in Utica, it just doesn't get any better than this. These fans are having a good time out in the outfield seats out there on the hill. It's a great atmosphere.
It really is great. It's a great atmosphere. Lots of people having fun at the ballpark, just coming in, watching a few baseball games. We got frog hopper hats tonight for the Diamond Hoppers.
Here's the first pitch to Tom Nagy, 1-0, a little high. And tomorrow we'll be calling the game for Star Wars night, James. That'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be on Saturday night.
On Saturday night. We'll be with you on Saturday and Sunday.
Tomorrow night's the Diamond Hoppers and the Utica Unicorns, and Brad and Kevin will have the call for that one.
There's the 1-0 pitch, 1-1 swinging strike there. Tom Nagy trying to drive that one out there.
Yeah, he took a pretty aggressive cut on that. He's an old school player right here. No batting gloves. You don't see that very often anymore.
You don't.
That just means those balls off the end of the bat sting even more.
They're going to hurt a little bit. 1-2 on that strike there. A take by Nagy.
At least we finally got rid of that cold weather. Moved into the summer months now, and got some nice nights for baseball coming up here.
It's been beautiful. Opening day was great. Today was great. Cooling down a little bit here, but it feels good. The 1-2 pitch on Nagy. Check swing there. He didn't go. The appeal by the home plate umpire there. We have a 2-2 count to Tom Nagy. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. 5-2 Diamond Hoppers lead over the Beavers.
And they're threatening again here. Runner in scoring position, only 1 out. Nagy's going to look for something to drive here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Nagy taken for strike 3. Didn't like that one.
What a great pitch by Nelson. That curveball froze him. Started it in on his in at his elbow and broke right over the plate.
He definitely had the knees buckling there.
Yeah,
he was looking fastball.
Yeah, looking fastball or changeup. Definitely wasn't looking for that curveball in, and it was a great pitch, great executed pitch. Now we got 2 outs here, and Jamie McMillan stepping into the plate.
A single last at bat, I believe, for Jamie McMillan, the big first baseman for the Diamond Hoppers. 2 outs here that would be really big for the Beavers if they can get out of this, and great pitching for Nelson. Here's the first pitch. There's foul out of play. Bottom of the 6th, 5-2 Diamond Hoppers over the Beavers. 0-1 count, 2 outs here to Jamie McMillan. Let's get the fans here clapping, trying to get a rally going here.
Getting a little fired up behind their Diamond Hoppers, the home team for tonight's game.
Not even a rally, just trying to build on that 5-2 lead. 1-1 count here.
Scored runs in consecutive innings. Would look to add another run here in the 6th. 2-out base knock will do that if McMillan can come through.
Ball in the dirt there, 2-1 pitch there from Nelson. Another 2-out hit would be huge here for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. We'll see if Jamie McMillan can deliver here. The 2-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Painted that one. Good pitch there by Nelson.
Nice pitch there, right on the black on the outside. That's not what McMillan would have been looking for in a 2-1 count. He would have looked at something to pull and drive into right field.
Big pitch here, you got to believe, for the Beavers, trying to get out of this jam. Nelson sets, 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 from Jamie McMillan. Great job by Nelson to pitch out of the jam. After 6th inning, we have a 5-2 Diamond Hoppers leads over the Beavers. We'll be back after this. You're listening to USPBL Baseball. And we're back here for the top of the 7th inning, a 5-2 Diamond Hopper lead over the Beavers. And we're going to have Brad and Kevin join you here for the top of the 7th inning. You're listening to USPBL Baseball.
All right, thank you very much. You guys had some offense in the middle innings, and we've got a new pitcher coming in for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, set to face the bottom of the order, Miles Williams, Kyle Richards, and DJ Martinez. The new Hopper pitcher is Matt Rogers, local product out of Clarkston, Michigan. Attended the University of Evansville, which means, even though he is wearing green today, he is a purple ace on the mound for the Diamond Hoppers.
Probably would be more fit in Unicorns colors, but finds himself on the Eastside Diamond Hoppers team.
So he'll take over here in the 7th inning. Bravo gave up that, let's face it, a bomb to Nic Wilson, but other than that, he was perfect in his 2 innings of work. Gave up that 1 homer and 1 earned run.
And how impressive has Nic Wilson been in these 2 games? I mean, these are not just like skim-the-wall home runs. These are bombs. These are just absolute lasers out there.
Miles Williams cuts and misses at the first offering from the right-hander Matt Rogers. And it's 0-1. You know, and he's really been the lone bright spot for the Beavers, who have, outside of those 2 solo homers from Nic Wilson, struggled over the first 2 games. Cut and a miss there by Williams, and it's 0-2.
Wilson responsible for all 3 Beavers runs so far this season.
Swing and a miss, and Miles Williams fans.
Now batting number 4, center fielder Kyle Richards.
So with 1 down, the batter will be the center fielder Kyle Richards, who has struck out and been plunked. One away, base is empty. A 5-2 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. 1 out, base is clear. Richards, right-handed batter against the right-handed throws from Rogers. And that one's lined down the right side. It's slicing and foul towards the right field corner.
The Beavers really not getting much production out of their lineup from top to bottom outside of Wilson, and we've talked about him quite frequently. Miles Williams, who just struck out, one of those guys you're looking to produce. Also, Kyle Richards, who had the opportunity to bat second on Monday, now down to the 8 hole today. Chris Newell mixing some things up from top to bottom, trying to get the offense going here.
Well, it's just a big difference between scrimmage games and actually seeing what these guys can do in the real thing. So it's going to be a couple-week process for these managers to figure out just exactly what kind of hand they've been dealt, as that one's low, 1-1.
Yeah, they can watch as much film as they want or do as much scouting as they want, but with only about a week of spring training to really get the teams melded together. You're absolutely right, Brett. It is going to take some time to figure out what these teams are made of and who the stars are.
Well struck by Richards into the gap left center field. That'll split the two outfielders. Roll to the wall. Picked up by Ortel. Richards thought about 3. Holds up at 2. One out double by Kyle Richards. Well stroked into the gap in left center.
Now batting number 2, shortstop, DJ Martinez.
And there's still plenty of time in this game, only in the 7th inning with the number 9 hitter coming up. But if Martinez can fight his way on base, you have the top of the lineup up after him with Pepe and then Liritz and Phyllis eventually in the 3-hole.
Rogers prepped at Clarksville High. Sets and deals to the plate. And that one is outside for ball 1 to DJ Martinez. 1 ball, no strikes. There's the set. 1-0 delivery to the plate. And that one does nick the outside corner, 1-1 to Martinez.
What we've seen today, that ball again on the outside corner, but home plate umpire very generous with the horizontal spacing of the strike zone.
Outside there, 2-1.
We saw a couple pitches Tom Nagy was not happy with in the 6th inning.
(5-2). East Side leads the 2-1. Cut on and missed by Martinez. 2-2. Sun has completely set here in the northern Detroit suburbs. Beautiful night for baseball. The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. He got a piece of it, but fouled it right into the mitt of Caswell. And a second strikeout for Matt Rogers.
Number 17, left fielder, Dave Pepe.
Diamond Hoppers starter Dakota Freeze had some control issues, but was effective. 1 unearned run in 4 innings and only 1 hit allowed. He walked 4 and hit 2 batters, but also struck out 5 in his 4 innings of work. Not eligible for the decision, as that one is offered at. Pepe couldn't hold up on one ump it in. No balls and a strike. Bravo, as I mentioned, 2 innings, perfect outside of the solo home run he allowed to Wilson. And now Rogers is Diamond Hoppers pitcher number 3. That one's on the outside corner at the knees. And David Pepe, the left fielder, falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes.
Rogers very similar to Dakota Freeze in his size, 6'3", 215, also very lengthy and establishing that fastball just as we saw Dakota Freeze do.
Weak cut. Pepe bounces it to second and handled there by Stewart on to first in time for out number 3. Rogers with a scoreless top half of the 7th inning, 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. Time to stretch at Jimmy John's Field. Still the East Side Diamond Hoppers 5, Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 2, and you're tuned in to USPBL baseball coverage.
Me out to the
Bottom of the 7th inning in Game 2 in USPBL history. 5-2 advantage for the Diamond Hoppers. New pitcher in for the Beavers. They will turn things over to the right-hander, number 3, Robbie Kidd, who takes over on the mound. Andrew Nelson done after an inning and a third.
Robbie Kidd, the 6-foot, 175-pound righty, played at the University of Tennessee. Actually won Player of the Game his freshman year at Tennessee 5 times. So very accomplished pitcher.
Andrew Nelson, an inning and a third, no hits, no runs, a walk and 3 strikeouts. He hit a batter. And the first pitch from Kidd is cut out and missed by Alex Delgado. No balls and a strike. Delgado's grounded into a double play, reached on an error, and an RBI double. He has scored twice today. And he cuts on and misses at that one. It's 0-2. New catcher in as well, Ortega, who started the first game for the Beavers. Comes on here in the bottom of the 7th to squat the rest of the way. The 0-2. Line drive, left center field. Pepe over towards center, makes the grab, one away. Kidd retires Delgado, and that brings up Tyler Booth.
Sounded like Delgado got a good pitch to hit, or it looked like it at least, but I think he hit it off the end of the bat, which is why it was a short flare into left instead of something in the gap.
So here's Booth. He has walked, struck out, and flied to left field. First pitch way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Booth holds the bat loosely. Left-handed batter's box, chops this one to first. Backing up on it, Wilson fields, flips to the pitcher, covering in time for out number 2. Wilson kind of got caught between hops there. Didn't want to stand his ground, instead backpedaled, and being conveniently located there at first base, had time to backpedal, field, and record the out.
Yeah, and it was a nice play there from Robbie Kidd, because you're always taught as a pitcher to cover first base if the first baseman has the ball hit to him. But sometimes you don't always do it. But Robbie Kidd hustling over there, helping out his teammate.
First pitch misses to Corey Caswell. The catcher's had a productive day. 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and a walk. He has scored a run and takes that one low. 2 balls and no strikes. His first hit didn't go too far, but kind of a well-placed infield single up the third base line. That one's chopped foul. Over towards his dugout on the third base side. It's 2-1. Home team dugouts are on the third base side here at Jimmy John's Field. And teams will rotate. Whichever team is the home team here at the ballpark will occupy that third base side dugout. 2-1's way outside, 3-1.
Each team will have the privilege of occupying that third base dugout 25 times away as well.
Plus playoffs.
Plus playoffs.
Playoffs. Playoffs. There are playoffs. The 3-1 is low, and Caswell continues his perfect day at the plate. 2 walks, 2 singles. He's on with 2 outs. Bottom of the order, Cam Stewart. 1 for 3 today. 7:45 start time tomorrow for the third game in USPBL history. And it'll be the second game each for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and we welcome back the Unicorns of Utica. That one's a check swing and a comebacker. First base side, pitcher fields. Throws on to first in time for out number 3. Cam Stewart barely took the bat off his shoulder, but the pitch was up and in, and inadvertently Stewart grounds it weakly up the first base side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. Through 7 Diamond Hoppers 5, Beavers 2. This is USPBL Baseball. Another pitching change as we begin the 8th inning from Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. Eastside Diamond Hoppers leading 5-2, and Tatum Hendricks is the 4th pitcher used today for the Diamond Hoppers. Matt Rogers with a scoreless inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Through 14 pitches, 11 strikes for the Clarkston native, and gives way to Hendricks. Right-hander, another player out of Central Arizona College and Litchfield Park, Arizona. 6-foot right-hander. And set to work. 2, 3, and 4 in the order.
Number 21, Cam Walker.
And this is a pinch hitter for the Beavers. Cam Walker will take over. Although they announced him as a, didn't announce him as a pinch hitter. That may be, he may have come on defensively in that last half inning, but Austin Laritz went 0 for 2 with a walk. And now Walker will bat. Clinton Township product. Went to Wayne State. Slightly open stance and breaks the bat. Little flare, first base side foul. Barrel of the bat ends up almost to the shortstop. And this will be a expensive at bat, at least, for Cam Walker, as he will need to find a new piece of wood.
Walker replaced Kevin Worth in last night's game, Monday's game, 0 for 1.
Walker rather is listed as a utility guy, so he may stay in and play second base. He could play third as well. We saw Kennan play a little second yesterday, so not sure who Chris Newell feels is the better at as far as arrangement in the infield with those two. Little pop-up, shallow. Actually won't even make it towards left field. Third baseman Delgado squeezes it. And there's one out.
But going back to that utility player that Cam Walker is listed at, that's another thing that managers will look at, or MLB affiliates will look at, because it gives managers more flexibility as to where the player can play, how they can stick them in the lineup, and it makes them easier to put in the lineup rather than just being pigeonholed into one certain position.
That one's fouled back by Phyllis. It's 0-1. And guys in this league are trying to make themselves as attractive as possible to big league affiliates, and you're going to do that with a combination of skill, and certainly factoring in there is your versatility. 0-1, little dribbler back to the mound. Easy play for Hendricks. Quickly 2 gone here in the top of the 8th. Got a chance tomorrow, it looks like, at least, to see a couple of 1-0 teams in action. The Diamond Hoppers trending towards a victory at this point, and Utica is already leading the standings right now.
Could be for the early lead in the USPBL standings. Only 3 games in to the season.
was an early candidate for league MVP. Nic Wilson already with 2 home runs in not even 2 games. Takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. He has been hit by a pitch, he has walked, and he blasted a solo home run in the 6th inning. Deep into the Utica night. That one misses the outside corner, and Wilson's shown good patience. He's ahead 2-0. He was ahead in virtually every at-bat on Monday.
Definitely shown great discipline so far and worked himself into counts to allow himself those good pitches to hit the home runs.
That one misses the inside corner, and it's 3-0. As you may recall, 2nd inning on Monday, this was the count in which he hit his first home run, the first in ballpark and league history, and I would surmise he's going to get a 3-0 green light here, even down by 3 runs. Well, he's taken right down the middle. That might have had something to do with the 3-run deficit, but he should see something pretty good to hit, even 3-1. Here it comes. Off-speed pitch, a breaking ball on 3-1. That's a respect pitch. It's 3-2.
And it almost looked like that pitch buckled Wilson's knees. He was not looking for the off-speed pitch in that fastball count. Probably why he laid off.
Now it's full to the big Beavers first baseman. Here comes the pitch. Taken a little bit low. And Nic Wilson on base. Again, 2nd time he has walked today. And he's on at first with 2 outs. And first at bat of the game for the catcher, Ramon Ortega. On Monday, Ortega started behind the dish and turned in an 0-for-2 performance. Catcher out of Manhattan College. Grew up in South Florida, Miami. Takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Was a 3-time All-MAC at Manhattan College. The 1-0. Popped it up foul and out of play. Not the MAC that Michigan natives are accustomed to with Central, Eastern, Western, etc. in the MAC. This is the MAC, the 2A MAC conference that Manhattan is in. Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference, I think.
Led his team in many offensive categories during his time at Manhattan College.
It's fouled back behind the plate, 1-2. Yeah, that's more of a Northeastern Conference as opposed to the Midwestern Conference of the 3 Michigan MAC schools plus Toledo and Akron and Miami, Ohio, and Northern Illinois.
Bowling
Forgetting
Green.
a lot. BG, yeah. Counts 1-2 with 2 outs to Ortega. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Two outs. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Beavers are down to their final 4 outs. Trying to avoid an 0-2 start to the USPBL. 2-2 offering from Hendricks. That one's fouled back, and Ortega staying alive.
This is turning into a pretty good at-bat for Ortega. Hendricks working inside and outside with that fastball, but Ortega is spoiling some pretty good pitches.
Hendricks, the 4th pitcher used today by the Diamond Hoppers. Sets and deals the 2-2. Good overhand breaking ball, low and away. Not good in that it had the strike zone, but a pretty good break on that pitch and couldn't get Ortega to go fishing. Full count, 2 outs. Wilson will get a jump start from first base. McMillan plays behind the runner. And here comes the 3-2 from Hendricks. Fastball just missed the outside corner. Boy, Hendricks thought he had it.
And based on the strike zone all night with the width of the strike zone, that's probably why Hendricks paused an extra second there and stared at the plate.
In a game that has had a lot of walks, that's the first pitch today that I have felt that a pitcher got squeezed. It's been a strange combination of a game that has had a lot of walks, but also a pitcher-friendly strike zone. But and that was a borderline pitch. I mean, but it has tended to be borderline pitches in this game have gone towards the pitcher.
13
back-to-back walks.
13 walks across the board combined for both teams. So
plus some plunkings as well.
A lot of base runners, but surprising there's only been 7 runs scored in the game, and one of those was off that Nic Wilson home run.
A little bit outside, 1-0 to the third baseman Dan Kinnan, who was 0 for 3 today. He waits, Hendricks pauses and pitches, and that one's right down Broadway. 1-1. Guess here at Jimmy John's Field, you would say that one is right down Auburn Avenue. Auburn Road Avenue? Road.
Right near M59 as well.
Right down 59? Yeah, that could work.
Long season, we could play around with it.
That 1-1 catches the outside corner. It's now 1-2.
The strike him out chance coming alive at Jimmy John's Field.
And that's what you love to see. I mean, some youngsters right below us that are in the game. I just heard the hey batter batter. And that's what you got to love. These are youngsters that are growing their love for the game. 1-2 pitch on the way. Line towards short and into left center field for a base hit. Wilson's going to score. Ortega stops at second. And it's 5-3. RBI single by Dan Kinnan for his first hit of the season.
And maybe there's a reason that Nic Wilson is best at hitting home runs, because coming around third base, not the greatest speed from Wilson and a very awkward slide at home plate, even though there was not a throw. But maybe he should just stick to hitting home runs.
You know, if you're a position player at 6'6", you're likely a first baseman or an outfielder, and the position you play is likely also dependent on how well you move. And I think that maybe shows why Wilson is a 6'6" first baseman and not a 6'6" corner outfielder, because he was not the most graceful trip around the bases. But you know what? If you average a homer a game, you can
run however you want.
Yeah, you can get away with having subpar speed. Quick visit to the mound by the manager, Paul Nagy. We're starting to see some of the different ways that the coaches and managers in this league handle things, and Paul Nagy's maybe a little bit more of a hands-on guy than the other managers in this league, in that he likes to make his own pitching visits and likes to coach third base. Ground ball to shortstop by Williams. Close play at second base. Good hustle by Kinnan. Made it close, but a flip in time to retire Kinnan on second base for out number 3. Williams grounds into a fielder's choice to end the 8th. A run on the board for the Beavers. They do it on a hit, strand 2. They get a little closer. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Diamond Hoppers 5, the Beavers 3. Bottom of the 8th inning, and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers leading the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 5-3. New pitcher into the ball game for the Beavers, and they will turn things over to side-arming right-hander Cody Strayer, who comes from a unique arm angle there from the sidearm side. Strayer out of Columbus, Ohio, Shawnee State, an NAIA program.
Really good bullpen guy. Had a down junior year at Shawnee in 2015, but had 2 really solid years his freshman and sophomore year. Really knows how to come out of the pen and get some outs on the board.
Luke Ortel seeking his first hit of the year. He does have an RBI today, 0 for 4 rather, but that RBI. So his 5th at bat of the ball game, and takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Robbie Kidd an inning, no hits, no runs. There was a walk. 11 pitches, 6 strikes. Ortel waits on the 1-0. Lines that one into right field. Down for a hit. Williams up with it. Big turn by Ortel, but he will settle for a leadoff single here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Now pitching for the Beavers, number 42.
So that is Ortel's first hit of the year. And here comes the shortstop, Ricky Castro. Diamond Hoppers have the 2-run lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, but certainly more runs would be nice for some insurance going into that final frame. We'll see if Paul Nochi tries to bunt the runner over, or maybe put Ortel into motion. Bunt is shown, and it scoots past Ortega, and behind the plate and into second base goes Ortel, where that's even better for the Diamond Hoppers than a sac bunt. They get him over on the first pitch and a wild pitch.
It's all just a moot point right now, but don't sleep on Ortel at second base. Not afraid to steal third. He had 29 steals this year at Hillsdale, so still a threat to run, but doubtful that Nochi puts him in motion as he's now in scoring position.
Bunt could still be in order as well. It's to put Ortega at third, where a sac fly would score him. No bunt shown there. It's high. 2 balls, no strikes to Castro.
Especially with the heart of the order coming up, Santana, Nagy, and McMillan.
Castro has grounded to the mound, grounded to second, was robbed on a brilliant diving play in the 4th by the shortstop, Martinez, and then hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Count is 2-0. Bottom half of the 8th inning, 5-3 Diamond Hoppers over the Beavers. Set, now bunted, back towards the mound hard. They look to third instead. Strayer slings the throw over to first. Sacrifice bunt for Castro. I thought initially when that was laid down, it might have been too hard to get that bunt down, but to be able to get the runner over to third, but Ortega runs well, and they had no play at third.
Yeah, what stuck out to me is that he fielded the bunt and still did his sidearm submarine motion over to first base, which is a little unorthodox in my experience, in my opinion, but still made an accurate and strong throw over to Wilson.
Infield in, and a slider catches the inside corner. 1 ball, no strikes to Alex Santana. 1 for 2 today, a single, a stolen base, 2 walks. Infield in at all 4 spots. The side-arming right-hander delivers. That one's fouled back. Behind the plate, it's 0-2 to Santana. Former Dodgers farmhand, former second-round pick of the LA franchise. It's 0-2. Now he comes overhand. The pitch misses a little bit high. I didn't see that at all in the warm-ups in Strayer's repertoire, but he maybe threw Santana off a little bit. 0-2, he decided to come from a very different arm angle.
I mean, he threw me off. All of a sudden, he's coming, your traditional overhand throw.
And that one catches the outside corner belt high for strike 3. So 2 down now as Santana caught looking.
Now batting number 25.
And that'll bring up Tom Nagy.
Going back to that, I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher change arm angles that dramatically within an at-bat.
Yeah, and you'll see maybe an traditional overhand guy, maybe on like 0-2 comes sidearm. But I don't think I've ever seen it the other way around. Typically, a sidearm guy is a sidearm guy.
Because at the end of the day, that's where his deception comes from, and his advantage is from that arm slot. Why give that up by coming back over or to the overhand position? And
first pitch into Nagy, 1-0. Now Strayer set. Sidearm delivery to the plate. Slider splits the middle of the plate, 1-1. Ortels at third. Got there on a single, wild pitch, sac bunt. Infield back with 2 outs. The 1-1 on the way to Nagy is a balk. Balk called. Base umpire called the balk. And a run scores, making it 6-3.
I believe he did not come to a set. And that'll get Ortel home for the final 90 feet.
Count is 1-1. Looked like the Beavers dugout wanted a little bit of an explanation. More history at Jimmy John's Field. There it is. Your first balk in USPBL history. I know everybody was waiting on that one.
I'm surprised it came only in the second ever game. Usually you don't see as many balks at this level as you do in Little League or Federation Baseball, but we have one here tonight.
That one's inside again. Strayer came overhand. Now it's 2-1 to Nagy. Sidearm pitch misses well outside, 3-1. Nagy has shown great plate discipline. He has walked twice in every at-bat. He has seen at least 5 pitches. This is the 5th pitch here. 3-1 chopped foul, and it's full. Of his now 5 plate appearances in this game, 3 of them have had full counts.
And that's not only beneficial to himself because he sees more pitches, but also to his teammates because it gives them more opportunities to see what the pitcher's throwing, how they're throwing them, what the movement is on the pitches.
And he walks again. He's got a very distinctive motion when he walks as well because he flings his bat. Those dugouts are really far away from home plate, and he uses it as an opportunity to show off his bat flinging skills.
He's certainly good at it, and it looks like we'll have a pinch runner here.
Tom Nagy's eventful day of looking at many pitches has come to an end.
For Tom Nagy, number 1, Joe Fiorino.
Joe Fiorino will pinch run and likely stay in the game at least one of the outfield slots. 3-run lead for the Diamond Hoppers, 2 outs. Fiorino leads. That one's lined into left field. Solid base hit by McMillan. Pepe keeps it in front, 2 outs on a single by McMillan,
Number 10, third base.
who's got 3 hits today, all singles. You wonder how much McMillan has benefited from all that time studying in the on-deck circle today.
Well, the thing
With
is,
Nagy and his patience.
when you get deep into accounts, you know that the pitcher is going to be throwing his whole arsenal out there. So McMillan can see all the different pitches that he's throwing, whether it be the fastball or...
Delgado has grounded into a double play, reached on an error. RBI double and a fly out to left. Diamond Hoppers at first and second with 2 outs. That one is fouled back by Delgado. It's 1-1. East side up 6-3. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 1 run already in for the Diamond Hoppers in this frame. Strayer sets, sidearm pitch, ground ball, weakly to shortstop, their second base rather. Kinnan throws on to first in time for out number 3, and Delgado is retired. An insurance run for the Diamond Hoppers. 2 hits, 2 runners left on base through 8. Diamond Hoppers 6, Beavers 3. This is USPBL baseball. Last chance for the Beavers, trailing by 3, top half of the 9th inning. And they will face a new pitcher for the East Side Diamond Hoppers. This is a save situation for right-hander Darren Lauer, who will come on to try to get the final 3 outs for the team in green.
Lauer played some ball at Keystone College, was a player for a few years, and then was an assistant baseball coach there this past season. 9th all-time in program history and ERA. Probably why he's in the closer role for Paul Nochi.
And he is in line for the save unless he gets credited with the win. The official scorer has the right to credit Bravo, Rogers, Hendricks, or Lauer with a win in this one. And as long as Lauer doesn't get the win, he is eligible for the save. This one's popped up foul. Back behind the plate, 0-1. Of course, can't give up the lead. That's the
whole key.
Makes all of those scenarios moot. 0-1 the count to Kyle Richards, who has been hit by a pitch, struck out and doubled in this game. Right-handed batter against the right-handed throws of Lauer, who fires away the 0-1, lined hard to short, one hopper off the chest of Castro. That was a bullet by Richards on one hop to the shortstop. We'll see how they score it. It was right at Castro, but it was scorched off the grass, and Richards is aboard.
I will say that was a hard-hit ball, but it wasn't a tough hop or anything like that. The velocity on the ball was difficult for sure, but the hop played nicely for Castro, so I don't know how they will score that, but and it looks like they scored it a single.
Yeah, I like that. I think that ball, just off the bat, just had some pretty serious giddy-up. That one is Haida Martinez, 1 ball, no strikes. And I thought it might have taken a little bit more of a hop than Castro anticipated.
That's what it looked like.
Hitting him above the belt, and he was down in a athletic position to field it, and maybe came up a little bit more than he thought it would. One's in the dirt, and it's 2-0 to Martinez. Fiorita, who ran for Nagy, will stay in the game and play right field. Richards leads off of first. Delivered to Martinez. Cut on and missed at a high fastball. 2-1. Again, the Diamond Hoppers back at it against the Unicorns tomorrow at 7:45. That one's low to Martinez. 3-1 the count. Post-game fireworks and a meet and greet with the Unicorns prior to the game. 3-1, I believe, to Martinez. That one's popped up shallow right field towards the line. Long run for Fiorino. Can't get it. It's a foul ball.
That ball in what they call Bermuda Triangle of the baseball field, even though in foul territory, second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder all giving chase. But like you said, Brad, very long run.
Landed in foul ground. Full count now to Martinez. 3-2. Nobody out. Diamond Hoppers trying to protect a 3-run lead. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Beavers. 6 runs, 9 hits. 1 left for the Diamond Hoppers. 3-2. Ground ball to third. Delgado fields, goes to second. 1. That'll be it. Ball kind of died on its way to Delgado. And the Diamond Hoppers able to get the leading runner out. Martinez on the fielder's choice. Top of the order in Pepe. 0 for 3 with a walk today.
And the key in this inning, I think, is if somehow the Beavers can get it to Nic Wilson, because he can change the complexion of a game with one swing of the bat. That would, of course, need the 2 of the next 3 batters to reach.
Fouled back, and it's 0-1 to Pepe. They set the 0-1. Ground ball, first base side, and foul. Handled over there by the first base coach. And it's 0-2. Neil Kunik, right-handed pitcher, handles the first base coaching duties for this 9th inning.
Saw some action on Monday.
A little bit less action coaching first. Here's the 0-2, and did Pepe go? Appeal made to the base umpire. He did not offer it a pitch that was in the dirt. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a tough appeal for a base umpire to call in that position.
Only
he's
2.
kind of right over the pitcher's left shoulder.
On opening day, we had 4 umpires. For the rest of the season, it will be 2, but you're absolutely right, Brad. Not the ideal position, especially with a lefty. The ideal position would be down the third baseline to make an accurate judgment on that.
Counts 1-2. Pitch to Pepe. Cut on and missed for strike 3. First strikeout for Lauer. Now 2 gone in the 9th inning. And here's Cam Walker. You touched on this just a few minutes ago. So important for the Beavers here to try to get Walker on base. And actually it's going to be Kevin Worth who's going to be the 3rd player to occupy that 2-hole today.
Worth actually started on Monday at third base, was 0 for 2 with bounce outs to the third baseman and shortstop. And
so 2 outs, Worth the batter, and he takes a little bit low, 1 ball, no strikes.
But the Beavers still have some work to do here to get it to Wilson.
Phyllis on deck. Pitch to Worth, low and away. 2 balls, no strikes, and you know Lauer does not want to put the tying run in the batter's box. (6-3) Diamond Hoppers on top of the 9th. Pitch home from Lauer, line drive to second and caught by Stewart. Few steps to his left, that's the ball game. The East Side Diamond Hoppers win their first ever game and come away with a 6-3 victory over the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. 6-3 the final score. Diamond Hoppers are now 1-0 on the young season. And the Beavers drop to 0-2. Totals, highlights, a recap, and we'll close it out when we come back. Final score, Eastside Diamond Hoppers 6, Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers 3. Kids running the bases here after the ball game. A 6-3 victory for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. That's one of the trademarks here at Jimmy John's Field. Kids get a chance to run the bases after every game at Jimmy John's Field. Still have 73 more plus the All-Star game and the postseason. So 76 more games here at Jimmy John's Field. Pardon my math. For the Beavers, 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. They left 8 runners on base. For the Diamond Hoppers, victorious with 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, and 13 left on base. So there were even more opportunities for the Diamond Hoppers on this one. Both teams with a lot of base runners in the ball game. Winning pitcher, haven't seen the official box score, but my guess will be Drue Bravo, who came on and threw 2 innings. And the winning pitcher, whoever it is, whether it's Bravo, Rogers, Hendricks, or Lauer, would improve to 1-0. Randy Wynne, the losing pitcher in this one, falls to 0-1. Darren Lauer records the first save in USPBL history. Game time about 2:50, and 1 home run hit. It was Nic Wilson, who was on a 2-game homer streak. He has gone yard again, a blast back in the 6th inning. Eastside Diamond Hoppers are 1-0. They are tied with the Utica Unicorns atop the USPBL standings. Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers drop to 0-2. They are in 3rd place in the United Shore Professional Baseball League. It's a game where the pitching as a whole was not necessarily in great command. We saw quite a few walks and some control problems in this game, but I thought the pitchers worked out of jams, especially when you consider the Diamond Hoppers and their pitchers. And I thought after Freeze, who put 6 guys on with 4 walks and 2 hit batsmen, but he showed good stuff with the 5 strikeouts and good, what I'd call escapability out of jams. I thought the bullpen did a great job of locking it down for the Diamond Hoppers. And we also saw a Diamond Hoppers team that could be a pretty potent threat offensively throughout this campaign.
Yeah, absolutely, with Luke Ortel leading it off for them, and we've talked a lot about Alex Santana, really like him, and Tom Nagy's patience. We mentioned it in the broadcast, taking something close to 30 pitches he saw today, all 3 walks, and like you said, it was a kind of a wild game. 14 walks combined for both sides, as well as a couple hit batsmen. But overall, the pitchers on both sides take out Wynn's outing. But were really able to work out of the jams and limit the damage, and were very impressive in terms of the strikeouts they accumulated and whatnot. It was a good pitching performance, I would say, from both sides. But the Diamond Hoppers, the offense is definitely something to watch in the future. Going to be something fun to watch.
Another game in which the winning team, as we saw with Utica on Monday, some production out of the bottom of the lineup. You look at the catcher, Corey Caswell, in the 8th spot, was a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 walks, a run, and 2 RBIs. A 3-hit game for Jamie McMillan, the first baseman. All singles, but 3 hits for him. 3 walks for Tom Nagy. 2 walks and a single for Alex Santana. Alex Delgado scored twice, had an RBI double in the game as well. And the Eastside Diamond Hoppers with 5 different pitchers on the mound, and it's pretty effective work on the mound in this one for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, who pick up the victory and go to 1-0 on the year. For the Beavers, couple hits and a hit batsman for Kyle Richards, who had a good game at the plate. Richards also made a play to me that gets lost completely because it had no impact. Eastside got a hit to straightaway center field, and the runner was held. Richards threw a bullet to home plate. I just noticed that it was a play that had no bearing in the game, but Richards got a really good arm.
Yeah, and that's something that is lost in the box score, like you said, but something that scouts, if they come out to Jimmy John's Field, will notice that arm strength that Richards is showing off from center field, and definitely will get a couple looks because of that.
And again, the offensive standout for the Beavers in a losing effort. It was the case in their first game. It's the case in this one. Nic Wilson, patience at the plate, 2 walks and a hit batsman, and he scored all 3 of the Beavers' run. He hit a solo home run at a 1-2 pitch back in the 6th inning. Has shown patience and power. In the first game, he didn't walk, but he was ahead in the count just about every time. And in this one, he showed the patience with the 2 walks and a hit batsman, and then just the blast to left field for his 2nd home run of the year.
Well, in 2 games, Wilson is accountable for all 4 runs the Beavers has scored. So he is definitely the player to watch so far. I know the season is still early. We're only 2 games into it. But he's the player to watch because he gets the offense going. So be interesting to see what Chris Newell, the manager of the Beavers, does with him in the lineup. If he moves him up to the 3-hole, maybe a couple more at-bats, or if he's in that 3-hole and able to set the table for the rest of the lineup. So Wilson definitely has been impressive so far.
Your final score from Jimmy John's Field: the Eastside Diamond Hoppers debuting with a 6-3 victory over the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Thank you for joining us for our coverage of the USPBL. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 7:45, an evening game between the Utica Unicorns and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Post-game fireworks. Come out and enjoy it. There are tickets available, and we'd love to see you and your smiling faces out here at the ballpark. 248-601-2400 for ticket information on the United Shore Professional Baseball League. Eastside 6, Birmingham Bloomfield 3. For my partner Kevin Klein, I'm Brad Golder. Thank you for joining us from Jimmy John's Field. Good night.